I got chill bumps. That's like,
Oh.
that's like so deep to like put your purpose on like the next generation. Hey friends, Lori Michele here with Choosing to Shine Reflections, the deep conversation game that gets to the heart of who you are. And today's game player is Tracey. Welcome, Tracey.
Hi.
Hi. So as you guys know, we will go right into questions, and then at the second half of the interview, we'll kind of catch up with Tracey, how I know her, and all her status-based questions, right? Like what she does for work, which is kind of obvious because she's branded today. All right, so I always like to start with lighting a candle. I like to set an intention of communication and connection and community through deep conversations. And we're also here to support other women. That's what this channel is all about. All right, so I go ahead and invite the viewers to get out a journal if you want to play along. We're going to see what question we get here for Tracey. All right, let's see here. How has your understanding of self-love evolved from when you were younger to now?
Oh, that's a great question. When I was younger, it was all about myself, right? I didn't have anybody else to take care of. So having an 18-year-old, 18 years later, self-love has been hard. It's been a journey the last couple of years trying to take time for myself and not feel guilty. So that's the biggest thing, is just being able to say it's okay to go for a run. It's okay to do an hour meditation. Yes, there's a million other things that I could be doing, but self-love, I need to fill my cup up, right? I can't pour from an empty cup. So really being okay with and not feeling guilty with taking time for myself.
Yeah, that's really good advice, especially someone who struggles with putting ourselves first, as most of our moms do. Mine are 30 now, but we still got to deal with stuff, right? And we have to remember, that's really good advice. Remember to put yourself first so you can give back to the people that we love. I love that.
Thanks.
Cool. All right, let me set this to the side. Pull you another one. What type of toxic person keeps showing up in your life, and what lesson are they trying to teach you?
I can read toxic person.
I can read the other side if you want to use your flip. So let me read this. Can you describe someone you chose to remove from your life and what lesson they left you with?
Oh, yes, I can do that. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. I chose to remove a family member from my life, which was extremely difficult.
Yeah.
And the lesson was be true to myself and my values and what I believe in. And even though they believe completely the opposite of what I believe, and we're family or blood, I hate the saying it is what it is, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Two different people, and we believe two polar opposite things. And I just had to remove that negative, because it's like a cancer in your system. You've got to just cut it out and get rid of it. And absolutely, to be very honest, it was a weight lifted off. Like there was no more trying to have a relationship or anything. It just was like, no, it's done.
Yeah. I've been through that myself. I came from a very dysfunctional family and chose not to be that way, and they didn't like that too much. So
it's interesting when you choose a different path. Like I don't want to go down that path. I like this path better. It's interesting what happens and who goes with you. But then it also opens doors for you as well. I've noticed that if you choose a different path, like all of a sudden a lot of things open up for you.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I was told so many things like, you think you're better than us. I'm like, I'm just choosing to be a decent human being. Like, what is so wrong with this? I don't know. It was like, my goodness, was irritating their whatever.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Oh, this is a good one. If this was your last week, what 5 things would you do?
What 5 things would I do? My daughter has always wanted to go to Europe, so that would be number 1. I would take my daughter to Europe.
Oh, what specifically?
Specifically Paris. She wants to go to Paris. She's been taking French for years, so she's fluent French.
Oh.
Nice. Fingers crossed it's a graduation present that we'll be able to do for her, but that would be absolutely number 1. There is a place in Greece that my husband and I have been wanting to go to, and don't ask me where it is because I just forgot the name of it, but it's a really cool restaurant that's in the side of a mountain that's all over the internet.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And I was just thinking about the other day because it popped up on my screensaver. 5 things. I would grab my parents and take them on a trip wherever they want to go. They're both getting up there in age. I would grab my husband and my daughter and my parents. I would just take them one-on-one to get some really good time with them so they could get good time with my daughter. 2 more things. Gosh, that's hard. Put on the spot.
Deep conversation question.
I know. So where else have I wanted to go? I've always wanted to go to Dubai. I don't think that I'd go there today.
Right.
It's definitely
I know.
On my list. Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with the Orlando Eye, but it's a big Ferris wheel. Yeah. There's only 4 of them in the world. I've been to 2 of them. And so my husband and I went to the one in Vegas. We went to the Orlando one. There's one in Dubai. And actually now I can't remember where the other one is, but that's been on my bucket list too.
I think.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys could go there when you go over to Paris. You could just hop on over, right?
Yep.
Yeah, actually that one in Orlando in that strip mall is like my favorite restaurant ever. It's a Japanese restaurant.
Oh, I know that one. Yep.
Yeah. So good. Yep. Oh my goodness.
We're blessed. We're an hour from Orlando, so we're able to go there pretty often. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to give these a shuffle. We're going to ask maybe 1 more, maybe 2 more. We'll see. We'll see how tough the cards are on you.
Yeah.
Do you think we're here for a purpose or do we create it ourselves?
I love this question. I've actually been doing some thinking about that with my parents getting older. It's like, is this it? Is this really? So I believe that we are here for a purpose. I have, my grandpa was an amazing example for me for growing a huge garden. He had a huge garden. He had a huge outside garden. And then he also had a huge greenhouse. And then he got cows from, the neighbor, down the road where they get like half a cow or whatever. But my grandpa was minimal. He was the early minimalist, I guess you'd call him now. But he ate what he grew. If he didn't grow it, he didn't eat it. My grandpa never went to the grocery store.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And I feel like, so I think about that a lot. I think about what my grandfather had to go through, what he sacrificed to have my dad, and then my dad and my mom got married and what they had to go through to have me, and then now I have my husband and I have our daughter, Bella, and she wants to be a forensic scientist or a medical examiner. So I feel like, she has these feelings. She's like, maybe I'll crack some case or I'll solve some big case. And I'm like, man, maybe that was my purpose, to have Bella. So then Bella could be here to solve some, 20-year-old murder or something, So I feel like we all are here for a reason and we all have that.
Wow. I got chill bumps. That's like, that's like so deep to like put your purpose on like the next generation. And I mean, God is so big, right? We could never, ever fathom what he puts together. But I'm kind of with you too. I do feel like we're put here for a reason. I think it's just already kind of planned out, but I believe there's also a little bit of free will there.
Mm-hmm.
So, you could choose the right path or you could choose the hard path, right? I feel like if you choose the right path, it's probably a little easier, but I'm still trying to figure that out too,
Yep.
especially over the last couple of years. Like things have just been so tough. And it's like, why am I here? Like, what's the purpose? Like, what's the lesson? I always feel like there's a lesson in something when something's going wrong, right? So I kind of sit with that. And I'm an introvert. I like to, be in all the feels and journal and meditate and pray and all that good stuff. And yeah, I would love to know the viewers' thoughts on that as well. And maybe
You
it's
know, yeah,
different.
yeah. You remind me. So a year ago, I had a really good job. I've been in advertising and marketing for 22 years. And a year ago, I was in Idaho having coffee with an old friend, a doctor friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about God and being here for purpose. So my purpose, I 48 years old, and I finally figured out my purpose, why I'm here. So a year ago, I was in a coffee shop and having coffee with Dr. Harmon, and he got to go to the bathroom. And Laura, the coffee shop was empty. There was nobody in there. And he got up to go to the bathroom, and I'm sitting there and getting my phone out, checking, emails and stuff. And all of a sudden I hear this voice, a man's voice, talk to Dr. Harmon about starting a podcast. Enough to where I jolted and I looked over because it was so loud. I thought somebody was standing next to me and there was nobody there.
Really?
And that's the first time that has ever happened to me. Anything like that has ever happened to me. And so I
Yeah.
was like, podcast, no planning, no thought, nothing went into it. Dr. Harmon comes back and I said, what do you think about podcast? Mom and a doctor. And he's like, he said, I have been praying for 4 years for my next step in
Chills.
life. Yes. And he said that he has been, because he was getting ready to retire and close. He had a very successful neurofeedback center in Meridian, Idaho. And he was getting ready to retire and sell it. And he's got 35 years of practice, chiropractor, neurofeedback doctor, double board certified, amazing doctor, 35 years in practice.
Yeah.
And he said that he has all this stuff that, up in his brain that he wants to share with the masses, but he didn't have a platform to share all of it.
Yeah.
And so then within 24 hours, we had the name. Oh, I'd already been working on Root Cause. Root Cause Holistic has been my baby for the last 3 or 4 years. I had a little private group on Facebook that I just shared my own knowledge. Yeah. Just things that I learned, hey, don't use this instead, organic instead of non-organic, things like that. And so then within a couple of days, it just all snowballed so quickly. I reached out to an old friend of mine that did podcasts for another doctor that I knew. And within a week, we had the LLC, the name, the producer. I mean, everything just came together. The website was the name. That was the other thing that was crazy. The website was available and every single handle on all of social medias, it was open.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I have all of the same social media handle, which no business, I don't know any other business that all of their social media. Oh yeah, that's awesome. It's
because
it's right.
Right? Yeah. Because it was meant for me and only me.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Well,
so
I was going to say, I don't think I need to ask you any questions because we just kind of gradually moved into the second half there, which was what I was going to ask you what you do.
Yeah.
But if you want to give a little more information about your podcast, I would love to leave a link for the viewers to go and find you guys.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'll send you the link for sure. No, it's Root Cause Holistic Health with Dr. Harmon and Tracey Green, and we go over all kinds of topics. Dr. Harmon has one of our favorites, the most downloaded. It's called No, Don't Touch, and Other Harmful Things We Say to Our Toddlers. It's one of my favorite episodes. It teaches you how to, teach your toddler to just hard, soft, where you can touch things, just
Mhm.
instead of just saying no, like give them permission to touch things. Yes,
Yeah.
there's glass ornaments on the Christmas tree. We'll teach them how to touch it. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
one of them. MTHFR has been a big topic. Vaccines, of course, have been a big topic. Ingredients. I'm a really big proponent on ingredients in everything, in your deodorant, in your food, your vaccinations, in your medicine. What ingredients are in whatever you're putting in your body, lotions, on your body. The skin is the largest
Absolutely.
organ. So,
Yeah.
and some people don't know that. They just rub on sunscreen and they think that they're fine when it's full of toxic chemicals. So
Yeah.
we just, yesterday, we just released our 46th episode. So it's been
Wow.
amazing.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. So you guys have been doing it for about a year. So
We launched in July last year. Yep.
okay, July last year. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I've been following Dr. Harmon on Instagram forever. I've kind of been in that holistic world of trying to figure out what's best and, you know, um, healthcare. I feel like we have to be our own advocates nowadays, because it's just like you go to the doctor for anything and it's just like, here's some medicine, and not actually get to the root cause of what is the actual issue. What else was I going to tell you? Oh, I wanted to tell the viewers how we met. So I was working for a vet, but not at the vet's office. She owned an event center, and I came over to the office. I think you were doing some collaborations or something
Mm-hmm.
with her. So we met there about, I want to say it was 5 or 6 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. COVID time, I think.
Yeah, COVID time. Yeah. So, yeah. The event center wasn't up and running because of COVID, but yeah, so we met there and then we just been Facebook friends ever since. We do live in the same town, but just we've been trying to get together, but it hasn't worked out for whatever reason. My car was broke down once and I think I was sick another time, but we will definitely get together and have some coffee and have some deeper conversations. I would love that.
Yes, me too. We should.
Right. And I did listen to your last podcast about your daughter. That was very sweet.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, there's some stuff going on with my own kids that it really made me tear up. So I really appreciate that and being vulnerable and everything that you guys do. Anything else you want to talk about before we go?
Thanks. I think this podcast is my purpose. I talk about if I could save one baby from the pediatrician's office, that's, I've done my job. I just want moms to be aware of ingredients all around them. And the other thing that I want to say to all of the listeners, whether you're a mom, a dad, a caregiver, a grandparent, there are options. There are so many options. I see these groups where there's 20, little 20-year-old moms, and they think that they got to run to the doctor because doctor knows best. Well, no, you're the mom. If it doesn't feel right, leave. You are interviewing that doctor. You hire the doctor. And one of my biggest pet peeves online right now is these doctors are like, well, you do it my way or the highway. Well, okay, you're not in charge. I'm the mom. I'm in charge. And I want to empower moms.
Yeah.
Pause and breathe. Take a step back and look at other options. Functional medicine doctors, naturopathic doctors, chiropractors. My daughter went to one well baby visit, had a vaccine injury, and I never went back.
Oh my goodness.
We only went to naturopath and functional medicine, chiropractors, holistic dentist. That's another topic that we've got on our podcast. Who knew the holistic dentistry was a thing? But it's a very big thing. Very important.
I've been looking into that recently, so we'll talk about that more privately. Yeah. I would love to get some recommendations from you.
Yeah.
Because I agree. There needs to be a lot more education, and for ourselves, but also for doctors. Like, they're just trained in sick care and just to prescribe meds, and there's so many different options. So here's an example. I went to had some blood work done a couple months ago. At my job, we actually have like a clinic and they do all the blood work and everything right there. So,
nice.
They said my cholesterol was a little high, and she immediately wanted to put me on medication. And I was like, no, I'm not taking that. And she goes, oh, well, just get yourself this vitamin and some Metamucil and you'll just flush it right out. I'm like, well, why wasn't that the first thing that you told me? And I really like her, right? And I didn't want to be like kind of snotty about it, but I'm like, why would you immediately go to the pill instead of telling me the natural options?
Yeah. I know it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. And the amount of kickbacks that the doctors are getting for all the scripts, for all of the inoculations, and people don't understand that there's probably a reason why that script is the first one to come up. So, which is sad. It's sick care. It's not health care.
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tracey, thank you so much for being here. That was some really good information. I hope you enjoyed playing along.
That was fun. Thanks for having me.
All right. And for the viewers, and I also like to ask each guest, so this question is for you. What does choosing to shine mean to you? Like if someone asked you what the definition of that meant, what would you say?
You know, they say you're your own billboard, right? So I choose to shine every day with my smile and bringing the best of me. So then hopefully I can help bring out the best in the people that are around me.
I love that.
Thanks.
I should write all these definitions down because I ask on each podcast. That was really nice. I like that. Well, all right. So if you guys want to play along, just you can journal your questions. You can put the question or the answers in the comments. We would love to see. Everybody has a story to tell, and I feel like that's part of the human experience, is that we're supposed to share our stories with each other to help heal and mend and build that tribe. And that is, even though this is very uncomfortable for me, that is my calling. I've found that out over the last year as well. And like you said, everything just kind of lined up, and I'm like, well, I'm being pushed to do this. I don't think I really want to, as an introvert, right? I don't really want to put myself out there. But God has another plan, and I will let him direct.
Yep. You're like, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yep, going. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for being here today. And as always, love to all.